Now, another important part of tight, loose leadership is a shift from what I call a decide and announce style to an engage and involve style. Whenever we ask people to make a change, it's critical that we make sure that we engage them on the why and then involve them in the how to implement the change. As leaders, for example, we often hear that people resist change. But what I believe is even more the case is that people resist being changed or resist changes that they really don't see the purpose in. In other words, they're not bought in on the why. Often as leaders, we think a small amount of time on the why is enough, and then we immediately go to the how. But often we have to keep coming back to the why again and again. In fact, one of the things we have to be especially careful of is what I call the marathon effect, where we think the marathon is over. We're done with the change, but our people are still stuck way back 20 miles behind us. So when making changes, spend more time on the why than you think you should. Keep reinforcing the why. Because once we have people on the why, it's amazing how quickly they will implement things. Also remember to involve people in the why. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have to cut costs in your department, team, or organization, and you want to engage your team in the how to do that. Well, first, make the case for the why, and give people a chance to interact, ask questions, come to their own conclusions. You see, if we want people to act like owners, we need to treat them like owners in the first place. And even when a decision does not go the way your people want it to go, ask what's the maximum way you can involve them in shaping things. Here's again an example. At one of my clients, they had to cut costs from a call center and had a goal of reducing the amount of routine tasks their agents did. Instead of deciding how to do it, they told their staff, look, we have to cut 15% from the budget and reduce routine work. They even made the clear case on why that was the case, because of the costs of their competitors, because of the others outsourcing jobs overseas. And they basically said, here's the case for the why, and got their team engaged in understanding it. The staff then were challenged to engage in the how. Not only did they not resist the change, but wound up cutting close to 18 or 20% more than they had been asked to do. And so ask yourself right now as a leader, what are some ways I have to make the case for why even more clearly with my people? How can I engage them in that conversation? And finally, what's the maximum way I can give them a chance to shape the how?